Urban archaeology sounds exactly like what it is, that it's the archaeology of urban centers. So that could be anything from, digging in Chicago to digging a Near Eastern city from thousands of years ago.
We are digging on the Gold Coast of Chicago, and we're digging right behind the Charnley House.
In 2003, by the side of the house, they did some refurbishment for a construction project to do some waterproofing. They found this really rich cache of historic garbage, I guess to put it bluntly, from the 19th, early 20th century.
We decided that it would be fantastic to set this up as a field school so that students could work in a really concentrated area on just a great urban archaeology project.
I was pretty surprised when I first came to DePaul the day of the class, and they said, well, we'll be meeting at 1365 North Astor Street, and bring your steel-toed boots and trowels.
We've put 3 excavation units in across the site. The first one, we wanted to get as close to the sidewalk as possible to try and understand a little bit about what was this space being used for in relation to the rest of the street. We put one in near the door of the house. Doors are often spaces where people end up throwing things as they walk out. And the third unit, right at the very end of the house, in order to be able to understand a little bit about the relationship between this particular area and the courtway at the end.
We removed bricks, we used trowels and tiny pickaxes. We go through the remains and look for tiny pieces of glass, pottery shards. We put that in a bag, label it, what context we got it out of, because that is really, really important. We need to know where we found it in the site to know so much about its historical significance. Then it gets taken to the lab. The artifacts are washed, we organize them, and then they're ready for interpretation.
It really amazed me to see how many artifacts we're actually finding at this site.
Teacups, toothbrushes, forks. We've gotten china patterns, 19th century medicine, and household products. It was actually kind of interesting. There was a Listerine bottle. It was perfectly intact that they pulled out. And apparently they didn't use Listerine for mouthwash back in the late 1800s. They used it to clean floors.
As you go further down, you get older artifacts. Why are they there? Why are you finding these? And the process is trying to figure that out, and how does that relate to what we know now as opposed to what is written about then.
When you're in the field and you have a goal to find something and to actually find it, to know that this actually does exist and actually see it and dig it up and feel it is a totally different experience.
You just feel so connected to history and to other people. You're not just reading something out of a book, but you're physically holding something from that world. You feel bigger than yourself in that moment.
Every day I really am excited to get in there and get going and see what else we can find.
This class differs completely from everything I've ever done because this is applied theory, this is reality, and that's a lot more rewarding than any class I've ever taken.
It teaches you to think about how other people live their lives differently from you, but at the same time have similarities to you, which is useful for anthropology or for history. But it also teaches really wonderful social skills, because everybody always has to work as a team, and you always have to think, what are the strengths of the other people in my team, what are their weaknesses, and how can we all work together to bring the best out of everybody. And that, I think, is a wonderful life skill you can take away even when you leave university, no matter what else you're interested in doing.